Hi, I'm Neil McMahon, Bryant Park Consulting's Configure Price Quote CPQ lead. On today's video, we'll be taking a look at NetSuite CPQ, specifically for the industry of services. I will be playing the role of a sales rep for a concrete and seal coat company. I am on the phone with Walmart. They want to redo their parking lot. They are looking to repave, restripe, and demolish some of their current parking spots. While NetSuite CPQ shines with manufacturing, it is also a very good fit for service-based companies. I will be using the configurator to calculate cost of the job, such as labor, crew, materials, etc., and also determining what materials I need for what service type. Let's get started. We're going to select Configure on this estimate record. That launches me into the user interface. For our service line, we're going to select Asphalt and Asphalt Repairs for the first section of the parking lot. We can do a dynamic query on these custom fields, which are on a service item. The service item will be selected in this dropdown. This will be full depth repairs. And now I'm presented to input my measurements. An on-site rep already went to the Walmart location, took some photos, captured some notes, and now I'm inputting them here. Alternatively, the sales rep could go on site and do this on a tablet. Let's input our measurements. To save some time, I'm going to retrieve a favorite that I did 3 days ago. Favorites are great to save time and can also be shared with other sales reps or CPQ users. Here, our measurements are as follows: 2,500 square feet at a depth thickness of 6 inches. There are 20 different locations throughout the Walmart parking lot with a total of 92 tons of asphalt that are required. The CPQ can dynamically populate and calculate these values. So all of these values, which usually are stored on some sort of Excel internal spreadsheet or tribal knowledge, can be written into the logic of the configurator's rules. That means that a select material type will only be available for that specific service of full depth repairs. What shows up for other categories or other lines like concrete, seal are totally different than what shows for asphalt. Moving down, excavation removal. We don't have to do that for this specific line item. Again, remember, we're on the estimate level, and each configuration, in this case, is one line item. Now, each configuration can be several to many different line items, but to make things a little bit easier in this use case, it'll be a one-to-one relationship. So one service item being output per config session. We have some other information regarding the grading. We have the equipment that's been populated. Again, this is a favorite that I saved. But if I want to add more to this, I could simply add another row. And that cost gets applied to the total service job cost. So if I have two separate crews, they're going to go perhaps on 2 separate days, I can input those here. CPQ works flawlessly with service and FSM, field service management. So it can flow through the opportunity record, go into the estimate, and communicate with other native NetSuite functionality. So if you need to understand or know what crews are available for what, calendar schedules, that can technically be done through CPQ as well. Our labor, we have 1 labor crew currently. Let's add another. We only need 2. for 2 days, and this time we'll cut them a break and do 8 hours per day. Because I am let's say, a sales manager, I have the role privilege of inputting the rate of this crew. Otherwise, they would just be pulled in dynamically through another record or table. But I'll say $45, and that updates the cost. If I'm subcontracting out this work, I could fill this out here. However, we're doing it locally, and we don't need to sub it out. So currently we have a total equipment cost breakdown, a total labor cost breakdown, and total material cost breakdown. These are all being added from these tables above. We have other totals, all three of those added together, the total asphalt tons, asphalt locations. We also applied to this favorite when we retrieved it, a profit. We can apply a total gross margin target. And here we're seeing that our total service profit is around $14,000. And we could sell this service for $71K roughly. We can also apply discounts, markups, so on and so forth. The configurator is great at handling any sort of formula or calculation. We can attach images to indicate other screenshots or other photos maybe the sales rep or the crew member took when they went on site of the conditions of the pavement, and we could add notes here. Again, this could be flowed back to the opportunity, to the estimate. We're currently launching from the estimate, but we could also create custom records on the fly to later report on based on these notes. So show me a report of all services that are over $70,000 that contain the service type of asphalt, the materials of X, Y, and Z, with the crew of B and A, so on and so forth. From here, I could submit this back to the transaction. We could see the line item now, which is that service item. We can map a dynamic description, which was taken from an input field in the configurator, and map it to the line. Otherwise, we can output existing line items and take their description from their item records. Thank you for watching this demonstration. If you have any questions, please contact Bryant Park Consulting.